Ladies and gents, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom has apparently not tested well and is the worst DC film, apparently. This is from multiple sources and Tom's favorite, Mr. Lover, Jeff Snyder.
It's from Jeff 4 sources, I think, or more even.
Yeah, so we've got several insiders.
Who's Jeff Snyder?
Basically, oh no, who do you not like?
Zack Snyder.
Like? Zack Snyder?
No, the other reviewer guy. Who's the one that you don't like?
Oh, no, I don't like Scotty Mendelson. He
there you go. Well, anyway.
Scotty boy. Yeah.
Anyway, several insiders. The DC comic sequel has not been very well received by test screening audiences. In fact, it's been referred to as the worst DC movie yet, which is...
Can I get a Tom said this for the last few months now?
I thought they did do test screenings.
What did I say? What have I been beating the drum for the last few months? The problem with the movie isn't Amber Heard. It's because it fucking sucks, is what I've been told several times over.
Well, Big Screen Leak says, there's a reason I've been avoiding any questions about Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, but since Vieweranon put it out there, it brings me no joy to back him up and tell you that test screenings for this film have not been good. Really hoping one fixes this movie before December. That's not happening. They won't spend any more money on it. Jeff Snyder says, I hear it's terrible, and that's why Momoa is going forward. But they can't say that yet because then it would be a lame duck.
Yep.
And DC is hoping to wring another $1 billion out of the box office. First one was awful too, so not a huge surprise. Yeah, there you go. What do we think? I mean, look,
just throw Jack Ryan in the movie in a Russian submarine.
There you go.
You know, and it will be fixed.
Well, the thing about this, right? Like, the thing about this, that's not a surprise, right? And I said this in my video, is that apparently it was literally in behind the scenes leaks. A bunch of Atlanteans go to the UN and lecture them about climate change. That is a main portion of this movie. That was my reaction as well. Like, it's just absolute garbage poo-poo, like utter nonsense. So, what do we think? What do we think, guys? Culture.
I'm not surprised. I mean, you know, and again, it's one of those benefits of, you know, being friends with Tom and a few other people that would know when you hear that behind the scenes this film sucks rocks. You know, you kind of have learned, you know, that it was somebody with a track record, you know, telling you that you're not surprised. Look, I mean, if it's not Amber Heard that's the problem with this film, and she's going to drive audience away because of her presence, you know,
well, she's still not been included in any of the trailers, is she?
That's smart. Really, you don't want to just
we haven't got a trailer for this yet, have we?
Didn't we get teaser footage?
All we got is a very little teaser footage. That's it. Yeah.
Teaser at DC Fandom last year, so quite.
Yeah, so like I said, I mean, I would not expect to see her very prominently featured in any materials that we see prior to the film because nobody likes her, or a very small portion of humanity does. But I would imagine that this is not a good film, regardless of whether or not she's in it. And I would anticipate that this is not going to make money. I think this is going to be very disappointing. I mean, this thing could actually suck worse than Black Adam, and that would be saying something.
I don't think this will. I think. Look, I don't like Jason Momoa. I don't think he's a good actor. Okay, I don't think he's a good actor. I'm sure people have seen him in good things and they think he's good in C. Sure, fine. I don't like him as an actor personally. So, you know, but even I can't deny the power that he has in drawing people to watch his terrible films. So people will
him, but I agree with Nate. Like, he's only good in certain roles. Like, for instance, he was totally out of his league in Dune. Right?
Oh, God, he was terrible in Dune.
He was getting... he was being... Like, if I had to pick one person who was the worst actor of that entire film, it was him. And it's just because he's being acted circles around by a kid who's half his age. It was one of the problems, but yeah.
Yeah, and didn't he die?
Yeah, which is good. So he won't be in Dune 2.
But he'll be back eventually.
In a flashback or something?
Spoilers! No, it's...
Anyway, stop spoiling films, Tom. Even their adaptations of books, mother.
That have been out for 50 years.
Hey, come
look,
on now. People may not have read the books. Come on, don't.
You got to read a book to know what's happening in a film, Tom. Remember?
You think people actually read books?
Yeah, maybe sometimes.
I'm
Animes,
being
or
facetious,
mangas,
of course.
maybe, sorry.
Yeah, they might read some manga. That's about it.
Yeah, or they might.
Paulie.
Or they might have this sitting on their desk. Oh wait, you guys can't even see
You
it.
can't even see it. Yeah,
Batman.
Death in
Oh,
the Family.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, where we voted that dirty bastard to die.
Yes, we did.
Paulie, what do we think about this? Are you here? Are you dead? He's disappeared.
No, I'm here. I've been here.
Yeah, look at it.
I'm usually quiet when it's subject matter where other people are more passionate. About. I'm just like,
yeah, but you got an opinion. Do you like it's got bad test screenings?
Well, I didn't say I didn't have an opinion. I just
have you been hearing
give the
anything
opinion,
yourself,
then.
Paulie, about the test screenings or anything coming out of Aquaman?
No. I mean, Momoa's a pretty bad actor. He does Momoa well. There was that. No, not to any of the screenings, but just as far as that, he's likable enough. He's but the that Furious trailer, the new Furious trailer.
I was terrible at that.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even know he was
himself.
even going to be in that film. That's how much attention I've given to.
I mean, what a clown!
Fast series.
He's just playing himself.
He doesn't look comfortable on a motorcycle. I'm just saying.
Doesn't look comfortable. Full stop.
Standing around talking, just like he's like, I am. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
So yeah.
He's better when he doesn't
language.
talk. I mean, remember when he was Drago in Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just needs to grunt a little bit.
That's what I mean. In certain roles, you can plug him in and he's fine, right? Like
I picture him in like a Conan series or a Viking.
Well, he got to play
series
Conan already.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was before he really got big. And God, that movie was terrible.
Yeah, I don't know if we can blame him for that per se. But yeah,
that wasn't his fault.
Well, anyway, I think it's poo. It's garbage. I couldn't care less about this film, and I went on a weird rant at the end of my video, but I'm going to do it again. I'm so sick of fucking climate change messages in films. You know what, right? And I know I'm not the only one, right? I know I'm not the only one, but I know I'm not everyone, okay? But most people agree with me. They just want to watch a fucking film where they don't have to get lectured on anything. They can go eat a steak if they want, and they can drive a fat engine home. No one cares anymore because it's in everything. You check people out massively.
Yeah.
Most people just want to work hard, eat some good meat, and then escape to a movie and not give a fuck anymore. They don't care. Half the people don't care anymore. They're not interested because you've lectured them too much. People check off. They just go, no, I'm done. Not interested anymore. Don't care. Literally couldn't care less. Unbelievable. Like, just people don't... There's a way to do it. And also, you want to lecture people, fuck off to India and China and do it. Stop doing it in the West. Yeah. Fuck off to India and China. Especially Greta, you absolute little urchin of a person. You should write a new book. You seen this? Wrote a book, selling it on paper, shipping it around the world on paper
and on airplanes.
Fucking God. Anyway,
he said, "Check off."
Just people don't care anymore. Like, stop including this shit in everything. No one cares. People, it's been done. No one's interested anymore. Anyway, whatever. Yeah,
I agree.
Most people agree. This is the thing. Like, I'm like, look, I know I'm not speaking for everyone, but I'm speaking for most people because I know I am. I know I speak for most people when I say that. Most people don't want to go to the film to get lectured on stuff that they sit and watch at the fucking news. No one wants to just go, oh, news channel. Oh, being lectured. Oh, okay. And then they switch off that and then they go to the movies. They're like, oh, I'm being lectured again. Oh, fuck. You know, like, no one, where's the escapism? Where is it? I don't want to see superheroes go to the UN. All right. I want to see superheroes go to space and beat up aliens. or other superhero things. I don't want to see them go and talk to politicians. Those are the most retarded things in bloody Black Panther Wakanda Forever. They're like, well, we know you've just invaded our country. It's like, well, that's war then, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're like, nah, don't worry about it, mate. Like, we literally noticed you, but they're like, yeah, don't worry. Oh, fuck off. Anyway. God, so done. So shit. Anyway, moving on. Moving on. I'm not interested in this shit anymore. It pisses me off so much. I just don't care. And they only did it to them. Anyway, Daniel, Rocket Steady for $5.
Yeah.
Says Momoa is to blame. We all forgot how much of an environmental activist he is. He got angry at Chris Pratt over drinking a plastic bottle of water. Did he?
Gee.
What a bitch.
These people eat each other alive. I mean, I don't know on that part, I'm sure. But no, like you're right though, Nate. Your rant was completely spot on. I said this like yesterday, I think it was, or the day before, where I said I want to go back to the environmental movies where they were at least fun to watch, like Waterworld. You know,
You did say it yesterday.
I did say it yesterday. And we got on this topic of like also on Toxic Femme, like Carrie Smith has brought it up and a few other people have too. We've talked about it where it kind of goes with the times, right? When you're in these times of turmoil and we've been dealing with 2 years of pandemic bullshit, the last thing you want is reality to just keep creeping into your fantasy, entertainment. Go back in history during times of the most tumultuous times in our histories is when we've had the most where the movies that were the most fantasy oriented did the best, right? During the Depression, it was things like King Kong, Wizard of Oz. Like during the 80s when things were good, we wanted more serious fare, but then there was when times weren't so good in the early part of the 80s, we wanted less serious fare, like Back to the Future and Ghostbusters. We wanted fun stuff.
Yeah.
Star Wars, for instance, at the end of the 70s, like I said, that end of the 70s going into the early 80s, it sucked. But that last part of the 80s going into the 90s wasn't so bad. So that's when we started getting more serious films that were, more interesting, like Rain Man and stuff like that. Times change and you got to go with what way things are. If people are in rough times, the last thing they want to do is think about the real world. But when things are good, then they don't mind seeing a Philadelphia. Then they can take something like that in and it makes them think about, life a little bit more than they maybe were the day before. But that's not what people want to be reminded of when they can't even feed their kids. You know what I mean? That's the last thing people want to deal with.
It's what annoys me so much about the UK at the moment, just to get a little bit serious, is it is constant here. And it is on every single news article I ever see. It's like the cost of living crisis, the cost of living crisis. People can't feed their blah, 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 blah. And then you just get people are just like, oh yeah, we're just giving billions away. You're like, fucking what? What? But I thought there was this going on. How are you giving billions of taxpayer money away? What's going on there? Oh, don't worry, but cost of living crisis. It's fine. I fucking hate. Anyway, whatever.
No.
Moving on.
Totally yeah, moving on. Sorry.
Mexican Iron Man
Mikey!
for $10. So, when can we count on this panel doing a review of top 10 movies to save the environment? Ha, kidding.
Number one,
the top 10
Waterworld.
movies to save the environment would be the most escapist films ever. Like Dune, for instance, right? Dune has an environmental message in it, but it's in a fucking fantasy world.
Yeah.
And it's not so much like, well, we must save them because of the environment and you're all bad people because you eat meat. Fuck off.
Mad Max.
Fuck off.
Mad Max,
If I want to eat steak, I'm going to eat steak.
Me too.
I'm going to eat steak tonight.
Yeah, just honestly, this push for eating bugs and stuff, man. Like you can overeat on bugs and they can kill you. Like there are
Planet of
bad
the
things
Apes
in there. Just God, it's so annoying.
There's a good list that you could have here. No, you're right, Nate. There's a great list of films that could be had that don't even sit there and remind you that they have an environmental message in it unless you really sit down and think about it.
Yeah,
we've already named a half a dozen of them. So
yeah. Honestly, so anyway.